2 hours ahead of schedule.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Hunny, Let's Heal. We get a rare in-person episode. This is very exciting for us. Don't mind us readjusting. We're just getting comfy. Okay, girlie, show them the jar. Show them your poll. This is legitimately
how we do it.
Random. We have a shared note between all of us where we put
Which
in
I
our
haven't even read through
groups.
yet.
We put in our topics.
We take it very
She
seriously.
just got added yesterday. Don't hold it against
Were you
her.
added to it now?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh!
Ooh.
Did you say no?
Yeah.
You don't get to pick. Healing and updating our operating systems.
Well,
Know who wrote that one? Who put that in the notes? Okay. What the hell does that even mean?
What the hell does that even mean?
I don't know, but my operating system is like, it's like when you throw like a funny bouncy ball in a room and just
Oh.
Yep. I hear you saying
A squirrel.
a squirrel.
Squirrel. What are operating systems? What are personal operating systems?
Personal
What does that
operating
mean?
systems. I see my operating systems as like my values. Also like stuff that we're programmed with, right? Like we go to school, we get programmed with to think a certain way.
like how you get hardwired throughout life.
Throughout
Yeah.
life, yes, and
Yep.
how your nervous system is wired, right? Like I've spent the last however many years I have healing my nervous system from like a chronic freeze state to now being able to live life naturally. So I had to heal from like a constant cycle of fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. That was just like my normal operating system, unfortunately. And I think it's probably a lot of people's in America, their operating system is just survival mode, right? Like, another operating system would be like our beliefs about ourselves, our beliefs about the world. Can you guys think of any other types of operating systems? Like our emotions are kind of an operating system. Like they're information, right? Like anger is showing us when someone is like crossing a boundary or trespassing against us.
I think just like society as an operating system.
Oh yeah.
Too, like the impact that that has on us.
Totally.
Emotionally, energetically, physically, social standards, social constructs, and then having to work past all of those things that are false that we learn about more as adults. Like what is real, what's not, and then having to like, or religion as an operating system as well, having
That's
to
a big
like
one.
readjust our thought process of how we were trained. So we're talking about school.
Right.
Is that what we really believe now as
adults.
grown-ups, and then having to kind of work past, I think, grief of realizing that we weren't given, not given, but like that we have maybe spent a big chunk of our life really not knowing who we are, or thinking that, you know, having to readjust our thought process and being really confused
Yep.
as to what to do next. Or
Definitely. I like how you said like society is like an operating system, right? Like we have these systems. We have school, we have like the healthcare system, we have the prison system, right? Like all of these things to keep order in our society.
Yep.
And we all have to learn how to function within those systems.
Any other thoughts for you on?
I was just
different
thinking
systems?
how your operating systems change, you know, as you mature and grow.
Yeah.
We start out, and our operating system is our parents, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, this is what we do.
Absolutely.
And then as teenagers, you know, we kind of push back and do
We
some naughty things.
We
try to
individuate
find-
and we
Yeah,
try to
and try
figure
to
out
figure
who we
out.
are.
And then you have kids yourself. And then now my kids are adults, essentially. And so
I like how you said essentially.
they still call them mama.
Yes.
But they change as you mature and grow, and especially as you become spiritually aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
Which is an operating system within itself, too.
Yep. Amazing. Okay, so let's talk about some faulty operating systems. Like, what are the operating systems that are keeping us shackled to something we don't need to be shackled to?
personally, or like on a
general scale?
On a general,
Both.
like, social?
Both. Like, for me, I think limiting beliefs. Like, filled with, like, thinking, like, you can't do that because you're a girl. Or you shouldn't speak this way. Like, that's not how a lady talks.
I'm not a lady.
Speak up.
She's nice.
We're kind of mean.
I can embody all energy,
Yes.
okay?
I accept it all.
I am a multi-dimensional being, and I embrace it. I think we should be weary of people who don't embrace their darkness, because if we don't embrace our own darkness, we're going to perpetuate that on other people and not know it, right? We're going to unconsciously trespass against people because we aren't aware of our own darkness and our own wounds, or rejected parts within ourselves.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
I think mine is more operating from a place of fear and anger, because you were talking about, like, being maybe a little bit more, like, passive or, like, unsure, and I'm like, oh, I'm fucking, like, ah! Where trying to figure out how to, like we talked about yesterday, operate from a place of people can help me. It is okay to ask for help and to allow other people to interject, instead of just operating from a place of it's not going to be done right, or I'm going to be let down, so I'll just do it all myself.
Yeah. Well, I think that's really common in women to think, like, I'm the only one that can do it right. Especially when we grow up having to carry the load of the household, right? Like, I want to do this because I know I'll do it correctly or appropriately, right? Better, yeah.
Because there's always that, like, competition piece too of, like, somebody's not going to be able to do it. Just like when Carl talked yesterday, like, nobody's going to be able to do it as good as I can.
Right. And, you know, she's right to a certain degree, right? Because, like, I'm going to do it with my heart. I'm going to take care of my babies. I'm going to make sure that their needs are met. Because, like, I think she was talking about in the context of, like, putting responsibility on her husband, right? Like,
or allowing him.
Yeah, like, letting him be masculine, like, fulfill his, right? So she's, like, robbing him of his own masculinity by thinking that he's not going to do it to the same standard she would do it. And it's like, well, how can we as women communicate that, right? Like, hey, I would do this with my heart, right? Like, I need you to, like, tap into your nurturing side when you do this thing for our children, or whatever the case may be. Let's talk about how we've had to update our operating systems as we've healed, right? Like, we've really had to sit with ourselves and, you know, integrate the rejected parts of ourselves. And so, like, integrating those parts is updating our operating system.
Right. Yep. You're like you were saying, like, you're buying the software, the newest software.
Yeah, we're updating, upgrading.
There's always an update, right?
Yeah.
And
always...
it's okay. Like, it's okay to change your thought system and your belief system once you gather more information, live more life. Yep. Like, you don't have to stay thinking about something in the same exact way.
Right.
Like, we do what we know until we know how to do it better.
Yep.
Our whole society could learn, or, like, needs to hear that, right? Like, if we could just push a button and have an intercom to reach everybody.
Reset.
Yeah. Like, what is it about our society where people really stay stuck in their ways and they reject the update?
Fear. Like, everybody, like, so many people are living in a fear-based life.
Right.
I think just there's so much that it's overwhelmed. I think the fear and overwhelm piece, because when you think of information, like, we're updating the information that we are receiving, and then we're updating our thought process around it. But when there's so much, what do we believe? What do we not believe? What's right? Who's telling the truth? Who's not? And how do you discern what's right and wrong from then, and then still make, like, a rational decision about what your beliefs are when everyone's is so end of the spectrum, exact opposite.
Yeah. Well, we also have this weird sickness in our society where people think that they need to convince someone else to think the same exact way they do. Like, this is what I believe, so you need to believe this too. It's like, what?
I was like, that looked weird. Did you see it though?
No.
You didn't?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay, put it back. Put it back.
It doesn't.
It's not.
Okay.
I mean, we know what that is. This girl.
I was like, oh, that's not.
That's amazing.
That's not.
All right, where were we?
Well, yeah. What were we saying?
Well, just the societal impact of not knowing what's right and true.
Yeah, like you observe it in the political sphere a lot, where
and religious.
Yeah,
too.
people are like, you have to believe it this way, or it has to be this way, and it's like, there's how many people on this planet, right? Like, and we all have our own unique blueprint. We all have our own unique gifts that we came to the world to share. And when you try to make everyone the same shade of blue,
well, how boring is that?
Yes.
You know?
Like, no, thank you. Stop trespassing against me is how I feel.
Mind your energy.
Mind your energy. You gotta say it with your accent.
Mind your energy.
Why do you think it's hard for people, though, to just not be right?
It's that control
comes-
piece.
Yeah, and
Controlling out of fear.
and everybody wants to be right.
Oh, yeah,
but
that's
you
the
can look at a
ego again,
situation and say 10 statements about it, all which could be very true, but you only resonate with one or two of them.
Right.
But they still can all be true.
Yep.
And people don't allow grace, I feel like, a lot of
agree.
times.
Yep.
And it's okay to be different. Like, look at us. We're all
Yeah.
really different, but we're
We are.
really similar too.
Right.
And people tend to focus on the differences instead of the similarities.
Right. And we've
Yep.
definitely been programmed that way.
Oh.
Like, the division has been force fed to us, right? Because if we're divided, then we're not going to be able to rise up against the powers that are holding us down and holding our resources hostage.
We're easier to control when we're separated.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Beautiful. Can we go into some limiting beliefs? Because I feel like that's the most common thing for people is we let our beliefs limit us, right?
Faith in ourselves and knowing that it's going to work out, knowing that it's going to be okay. Every day, no matter how hard it was, we got through it.
Yeah.
And we got better. I mean, regardless of how hard or how many tears shed or whatnot, it could be, the perfect happy day, but we made it through. And we tend to forget that we are on top of this.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. And it's hard to update those operating systems when we're operating from fear, right?
Yes.
Because we're in survival mode. So we can't access the parts of our brain that would allow us to do the update. Would allow us to expand and see things from a higher perspective or a more zoomed out perspective.
And you have to feel safe.
Right.
To upgrade. You have to
Yeah.
feel
You do.
safe in your environment, in your space, and with your people.
Right.
Yeah.
You cannot heal in the same environment that made you sick.
Well, just look at the state of everything, the economy, the world, war, violence, all of these things. How can people feel safe?
Yeah.
Um,
You got Fox News on the TV all the time. You're just going to be in a constant state of fear or distress.
I feel like any news outlet,
Yeah.
no matter what you watch, you're going to be fed what you want to hear, which then creates that further division instead of, oh, I never thought of that like that. I should look at this in a different way. I think you and I had a conversation a long time ago. You and I drove around to get we were running errands. And I was that's when I just started shifting into listening to different podcasts. And I remember thinking this isn't anything that I listen to, but I was needing to really learn and understand what the other side thought or how that looked. And there were so many things where I was okay, I do agree with that. Like that resonates with me instead of just operating from this place of these are the things that I was taught before. So I'm supposed to
Just
hold on to that
them like a life preserver.
Yep. And that's when I really dove into these different podcasters and I was like, oh shit, like that does make sense to me. That does too. That's the opposite of what I believed before. So now what the fuck am I what am I supposed to do?
Yeah,
Like it shifts your identity.
Oh, for sure.
It's because you're changing.
When you are prospecting and looking at different opinions, ideas, and belief systems, you grow your own, regardless if you believe them or not. It's going to give you a new viewpoint of how other people think, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I want to know, like, why this and why that, and you don't have to convince me. Just show me the facts.
Yep. So the thought process piece. No.
Other limiting like beliefs or whatever.
Yeah.
So this year, my word, and I think you guys know this, has been discernment. And so, like that might be a little bit of a limiting belief for me, but I'm trying to change that. Like I'm trying to, when it's okay in my soul, it's okay.
Yes.
Period.
Yes. And discernment is a practice, right? Like it's something that we get better at the more we do it.
Can you explain what discernment is?
Oof.
Or like what when you hear the word, what does that mean?
So I think of discernment as like the elevated version of judgment, right? Like when we judge something, it's usually coming from fear, or a lack of love, I guess. And when I think of discernment, I think of judgment with love. Because you're just like, you're removing the emotion almost, and you're just seeing something for what it is, right? Like,
instead of you did this to me, I feel like just rational with this is the
or like
experience.
Your behavior has been X, Y, and Z, and this is how it affects me. Does that make sense? Is that right? I don't know if that's right.
Well, what's it mean to you? Like when you think of your word, discernment.
For me, it helps me in decision making. I don't know. I can't explain it.
Do you have your phone? Can we Google it?
Well, would it be like rational versus irrational? Like what is right and true versus, like removing our emotions from the situation?
Yeah,
just so that people watching or understand what we're saying when we're talking about discernment.
Yeah, totally.
The ability to judge well. So back to the understand clearly and make wise decisions by distinguishing between truth and error. So it's not like a good and evil.
Right.
It's just kind of picking through the weeds and getting to the plant.
Like finding the truth.
I like that. Picking through the weeds and getting to the plant.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
So it's really about being able to use your own judgment and developing that skill into knowing what's good for you or not good for you. And it doesn't mean that it's good for everyone, or not good for everyone. It's just very personal.
Yeah. Which is like back to the topic, healing and updating our operating systems. So like picking through the garbage, like what are the weeds that don't belong here? And then how can I find that flower that is myself and nurture that one thing instead of being distracted by all of the stuff around it.
Yeah, and I see the weeds as like limiting beliefs, right? Like, oh, I'm not good enough. Well, get that out of here because that ain't true. Yeah. Or I can't do that because I'm a girl. Well, get that out of here because you can do whatever your spirit calls you to do, right?
I don't have enough. This isn't going to work out. This is a mistake. I'm not prepared enough. I'm not ready. Instead of just jumping into the deep
It's like
end
the
of
drive here. Just kidding. I told Mandy yesterday, I feel like a poser. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I do. I'm living, but
I
mean, and that's like the beauty of being able to update our operating systems is that we are learning, and
I think it's so silly that you think you're a poser, because I'm like, the amount I've learned from you in the short time I've known you is crazy.
But you see me different than I see me.
Like, right, totally.
I'm like an
Limiting
8-year-old girl.
Limiting belief.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like I have the spirit of my little self, and I'm not a little self
right
anymore.
Right.
Or maybe it just needs to be made a little bit smaller, so then you can protect that part and then still see things as the adult self.
Yeah. And you can still tap into that energy when it's appropriate, but then you're like, hey, we're not going to be scared. It's okay. Right. Yeah. Like, visually, I see, like, you know, like Hunny, I Shrunk the Kids. Like, let's shrink down our inner child, and then let's just put it right in the center of our heart. So she gets to shine bright, but then also she's taken care of by the adult part.
Mm-hmm. I like that analogy. I've not watched that. My kids have never seen that.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
I'm like, okay,
you gotta watch that.
We're gonna do that today. So I haven't seen it for forever.
Cute. Yeah, I haven't either.
So self-limiting beliefs. What other? I think just the emotional piece. Like for me, it's anger and sadness are the emotions that can really set me off track if those aren't managed well, or if I don't have like a good coping skill developed for those situations. It's like reverting back to, well, this is how I handled this situation when I was 15 years old, which was not a healthy way to handle it. So it's, like I said, that updating is constantly, well, that's not a healthy coping mechanism. So what are you going to do next time you're dealing with grief or anger? That's a way to grow instead of reverting back to
100%.
being a dumbass.
Yeah. We need to go to a rage room, though. Like,
they have one in town.
We should, or when you guys are up visiting me, we could do that too. Having places where we can channel the energy so that it doesn't consume us and so that we don't hurt ourselves with it.
Yeah.
What do you feel like the main operating systems are that like we inherit from society?
Oh, that's a loaded question. I mean, everything we start, and unfortunately, or fortunately, because it just depends on situation.
Yeah.
Kids get programmed, at daycare to, and some of it is it's necessary. So you nap at 9 and 1 or whatever it is, and then we go to school, and we are not made to sit in a chair.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how I made it, because every on our school reports it used to say it was like satisfactory, unsatisfactory, or needs improvement or something.
It still says that.
Oh, okay.
It has not changed.
Well, for self-control, mine was always
me too. Yeah,
because I had so much energy and I couldn't just sit in that little chair, and I wanted to know everything about everything.
Yeah, same. And that's beautiful, right? Because that's our nature. Like, kids love to learn until you make them learn shit that they don't care about. That's not important to their energetic blueprint of like what they come to
or
Earth
their
to
interest.
Do. Yeah, I never shut up, so that was always on my report card.
So then we go from school to college to a job to now we're in this cycle where
9 to 5, Monday through Friday.
And where's the time to nurture the spirit part of us?
Yeah. I mean, our whole society is just go, 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 do. And yeah, you're right. There's no time to reflect. There's no time to like even reflect on your own actions or reflect on how other people make you feel so that you can handle certain situations differently. I mean, I do think that is shifting, right? Like as more people awaken to their true nature and, reconnect with God or whatever word you want to use that. Yeah.
Big time. Yeah. I think that there's a huge shift happening. And just with people talking about it, it makes other people feel comfortable to talk about it.
One thing that I was going to say as like that operating system is just our food. Like this very scheduled, regimented, where breakfast at 7, lunch at noon, snack at 3:30, supper at 6. It's like we're eating every 3 hours, and just the idea of what a meal would look like, and then we are just feeding our bodies with garbage,
right?
And constantly. So my friend Morgan, her husband, he was like, I'm not going to eat until I'm hungry. I don't have to eat because it's noon. If I'm not hungry at noon, then I'll eat at 4 when I'm hungry. And if that means I don't have supper, because I'm not hungry, it's okay. But this super, and I never thought of it. It was like a year ago he said that, and I was like, oh shit. Yes, why are we eating 4 times a day?
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Well, we just
in school they get snack too. They get snack in school.
Wow.
Like in kindergarten.
That Clayton brought that up at our Sound Bowl event.
Oh yeah, he did.
He's of the older generations, and he said when he's in the grocery store, he's just like, he almost feels bad because of like the gluttony aspect of like all of the choices and all of the bad choices, right? Like all of the really unhealthy, poisonous crap that are, it's like the crap in our grocery stores are illegal in other countries.
Right. Illegal. They're not an option.
Yeah.
Freaking insane.
And I think like healing and updating that type of operating system is really challenging, just because, again, like if we're going to school and your lunch break is at this time, like everybody goes at that time, and then you're done at this time, and it's just like this super, we've been pulled into this very structured. So when we're talking about like natural cycles, it's not making sense,
not
because
natural.
For anybody, and it's like I said, it's just the excess of there's always one. It's fucking ridiculous. Like you're supposed to eat your heaviest meal first, and taper down, where most of us do that in reverse. And it's like, oh, for supper I had a steak and baked potatoes and carved out, and then 2 hours later, 3 hours, you're trying to go to bed,
and
but
your
body
like,
it cannot go to bed because it's working so hard to move out. Plus the excess amount of food that we eat too is looking at this is like, oh, I think it connects to wealth and that feeling of I eat out all the time, or I get to have this meal, so that means I have more money, and it just like is that ego feed at the same time. Or even just like looking at the other operating systems of ego. I have this, I bought this boat, I bought this car, I have this house, we did this upgrade, and it's like, but who is that for? Is it for you, or is it because you want other people to think that you have X, Y, Z?
Right.
Especially when we look at the rates of just like debt for so many people. It's like, are you...
Yeah, those are handcuffs in and of themselves.
Totally.
Yeah, yep.
Totally.
So I think that's an operating system that I'm trying to do a lot of work around. Both of those things is like fueling my body when it needs to be fueled, and then being mindful of like excess or wanting like financially, and trying to help my husband work past that.
Well, when I think about an operating system that like really hurt me, I forced myself to go to college. I knew that I could do it. Like I love learning, but my nervous system was not in a state where I could do that and succeed. But I kept trying to push myself, like thinking like, this is the only way I can support myself. This is the only
This is
option.
what we've been told.
Yes.
Right. And I dropped out of college 4 times because it never worked for me, because
Third time was not the charm.
Third time was not the charm. No.
One more.
No. And like, I'm riddled with student loan debt, right? Because that never, like, it's supposed to pay off, and you're supposed to get this huge income because you go do that, and it's like, that did not work for me.
Well, I think just the social standard of like, if you don't, like you said, if you don't, you're not going to be successful. Because I remember being in high school, junior in high school, like when you're 17 years old, you're supposed to know exactly what you're going to do.
Where are you going?
But all you really know is that, like, at least the way that I felt was like, you could not go to a tech school. Like if you wanted to actually get a really good job and be successful, you had to go to a 4-year. Tech school was for like the kids that just couldn't hack it all the way.
And now it's like opposite.
Yeah. I know. I wish I would have went to a tech school.
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast, imagine that, and they had a statistic about how more college graduates are unemployed than high school students.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, because then you're overqualified,
Yeah.
or you think that you are above getting this job because of the
degree
of the update
yep.
of, well, I have this degree, so I will never work at Walmart, or I will never do XYZ, where it's like, money's money. Like, if you need $1, you need $1.
Right.
You gotta find one.
You gotta do what you gotta do
to
Yep. Take care
Instead
of yourself.
of thinking that you are above doing that because you have this piece of paper that you can wipe your ass with at some point that you paid a lot of money for.
Yeah.
And as a receiver of those, that's like, what is that really? Besides, like, yeah, you have this knowledge. Yeah. But I can fucking read a bunch of books too.
Well, yeah, and it's like, it's not like I didn't learn from the classes I took, right? Like, I still hold on to that.
You didn't get credit for any of those things
exactly.
But it's all
But I still
there.
hold on to that information, and I still use it, and yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, like, a lot of companies, right, like, if your college degree is a certain number of years old, they don't even count it as valid.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah.
I like it when it's like, have you ever asked your doctor where they went to college? They don't, like, when people are looking at colleges, do you need to go to the Ivy League one, or can you just go to this one? Because when you go to the doctor or you go to wherever, your lawyer, do you ask them where they went to law school before you decide to receive services from them? Probably not. My fucking bone is sticking out of my leg. Help me. You know what I mean? So it's like that, but that's that ego piece and that operating system of, I went here, so I am better than this person.
Yep. And we get there because we don't know who and what we are, right? Like, we don't know that we come from source. We don't know that we have an eternal spirit. We don't know that we have guides and angels protecting us and helping us walk this life. That was a huge update for me to my operating system, was allowing myself to embrace God and angels and that power, and being able to receive that guidance. Yeah.
And that every one of us is able to tap that.
Yep.
Everyone, regardless of your religion, regardless of your beliefs, regardless of what you've done in this life, even if you're like a freaking serial killer, like, you still have guides, like, you know, like, you still have help.
They might be with you in Huskow, but they're there.
Hopefully no serial killers are watching this, though.
No.
Yes. Do not disclose. Do not disclose
Did
location.
You say rude?
Did. They're the ones that probably need to hear it.
Sure. Yeah,
that's our target audience.
They obviously need healing.
Yes.
But
yeah.
Oh.
It's a good convo so far.
It is a good convo. I don't know that we need to even stretch it that much longer. I feel like we were really concise in our...
Yeah. What are things that we can do to heal ourselves as we're navigating through our updates? Because, like, we're all going to continue to have more updates, right? Because we don't want to be here in 20 years.
Right.
So how do you think we can do those things to make the...
I think having a curious spirit, like, we always want to know, or not necessarily know, but just even a little bit closer to understanding. Because I feel like, honestly, the more I learn, the less I know. I'm like, holy crap, I'm so confused.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm adding to my knowledge base.
Well, when I started this whole healing journey, that was my whole goal, is like, I just want to get back to that childlike, playful curiosity, right? If you can approach life from a playful curiosity, the world is your playground, heaven on earth, right? Like, I love that.
I like how you were talking about, like, holy shit, I don't know any of these things. There's this really cool pie chart that I've seen floating around Facebook before, and it's just a pie chart, and there's a little sliver, and it says things that I know.
Yep.
And then there's a little bit bigger of a sliver, and it says things I don't know. And then it says things I didn't know take up like 90% of the pie chart. And it's like, we don't even understand all of the things that exist beyond us, where that we'll never ever know or learn. But as long as we are open to understanding or believing that that's an opportunity or an option, I do think that just, I don't know, for me, it just creates that connection with higher power more.
Agreed.
Where things will come in because you're just willing, instead of being so closed off and closed-minded that, oh, singing bowls are crazy. They don't work. But you've never tried it.
Right.
Or you've not tapped into frequency or energy or quantum physics and any type of physics.
You take the pressure off yourself, right? You take the ego out of the driver's seat, you take the pressure off yourself, and you say it's in God's hands, right? And we don't do it in a spiritually bypassing way. We do it in a way that's integrated, that is grounded, in a way that empowers us, instead of making it someone else's responsibility. Like, to a certain degree, a lot of our life is God's responsibility, but we have to own our shit.
Our free will.
Yeah, we have to own the power that we do have.
Yeah. And show appreciation to our higher power for the opportunity by living a life that's good and, successful in whatever that way is for us, independent in whatever way that is for us.
Yep.
And showing gratitude for the fact that we were given these opportunities for the shit, the opportunities for the good stuff, for the lessons, and just
absolutely
for waking up every single morning.
Yeah. Like, we all come here with our own unique energetic blueprint, right? Like, they're as unique as our own thumbprints. Everyone's different. Everyone brings a gift to serve humanity. But how many people don't get the privilege of knowing what that gift is because they're so bogged down by bullshit operating systems, limiting beliefs, society's bullshit, religion's bullshit. Yeah. Any final thoughts or final questions?
Well, I think it's just so important as you go through different stages to be graceful with yourself, to not to be harsh on yourself or judgmental for the decisions and the things you've done, because you, at that time, you did the best you could, and it's okay if it wasn't quite right. You were, to have the spirit of wanting to do no harm to anyone.
Right. And we learn best through contrast, right? Like, we learn our biggest lessons when we fuck up the most. That's where we get the most out of life. You're right. We would never fuck up.
We don't make
on
mistakes.
A grand scale.
I've learned nothing.
But yeah.
I can't remember how you just worded it because I have bumblebees that live in here, but
squirrel.
Yeah, it's looking at the reciprocation. So like when we are allowing other people to heal, we're also healing ourselves. Or when we're encouraging that or setting a boundary for that too, we are only creating the frequency of healing for other people, which then in turn we will get back as well. So paying attention to, what are we doing? Is it then, instead of having these thought processes of I can't do it, it's like I've not done it before, but I'm going to try. And or even setting boundaries with people. Like I can't keep giving to this person without taking from myself. So I need to pause on that, so then we can then and radiate that frequency of healing instead of feeling like we are just being taken from. Because then we have what's the right word? Not regret, but
resentment.
Resentment, yes. Yep. Towards that person. If we have resentment
and
towards
someone,
ourselves. Yes. Right? Yep, because we're just getting back what we're putting out. So being mindful of the energy that we are putting out, because that's what we're going to get back and heal or not heal from that.
Yes. And when we start with ourselves, when we start healing ourselves, we are carrying that frequency with us. So we're sharing those codes with people. Even if we never have a conversation with someone, if I just walk by, they're going to absorb my code of healing. And then their higher self is going to hold on to that until they're ready to integrate that frequency. Yep.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay. Good spot to end. Okay. We'll see you next time. Okay. Love you. Bye.
Okay.